Hi, today we're going to install an Endura Flap in this demonstration wall.
You will find all of the instructions and parts that you need in the box with your Endura Flap.
The tools that I will be using today include a drill with an extra long 3/8 inch bit, a reciprocating saw, a jigsaw, clamps, a level, tape measure, glasses and gloves, a pencil, scissors, and a wooden block and rubber mallet. You can also use a hammer. It is very important to avoid wall studs, electrical wire, and piping. So if you don't have experience cutting through walls, we highly recommend hiring a professional.
First, you will want to put 1 drop of Loctite into each of the closed barrel nuts. Screw each barrel nut onto the end of a threaded rod and set aside for now.
It's a good idea to measure your pet to make sure that you install the pet door at the right height. For single flaps, you'll want it to be about 1.25 inches above the top of the back, and for double flaps, you'll want it to be at least 2 inches. Be sure to get a level so that you can make sure that your hole will come out straight. You'll need to drill 4 holes in the corners of the template. These holes need to be level, so professional help is recommended. You can use a drill that has a level built in, which will help you keep your holes straight. When you're drawing your lines, this is a great time to correct for levelness. The next step is to actually connect the dots that you need on your wall with your reciprocating saw. Definitely wear your gloves and your safety glasses. We're going to double check our measurements on the outside of the wall just like we did on the inside. You'll want to put weather stripping on both the interior and exterior frames. It's a good idea to put it so that the gap will be at the bottom. When you're pressing the weather stripping into the channel, be sure not to stretch it because it will compress over time and you want it to have a little bit of extra wiggle room in there. You can use scissors or just tear the ends off.
With a jigsaw or bandsaw, trim all 4 pieces so that they are 1/4 inch shorter than the thickness of the wall. A jigsaw blade is provided. Using clamps to secure the pieces will help you make the cut. I also use a wooden block to guide my jigsaw. This makes everything easier. You can see how I'm using the piece of wood to guide the jigsaw. Be careful to trim the correct side. Do not trim the side of the tunnel pieces with the tabs that attach to the flap frame. Remove the 2 screws on either side of the top of the interior frame, which is the one with the locking cover. The exterior frame will have screw holes that are pre-threaded so that you will be able to see the shine from the metal when you look at the hole.
Single flap models have a joggle, so you're going to need to bend the tabs in the same direction as the recess. When this is going down, you're going to put these up. Double flap models do not have this joggle, so you can bend these in either direction.
Make sure that you get the screws straight so that it actually goes into the channel that it's supposed to go into.
You can either bend the tabs after attaching them to the frame, or you can pre-bend them. Just bend it as far as you can.
And then you can actually put the screw in. Again, you can bend these tabs before you install it. I just find it easier to do it after screwing it in. Once you have your top and bottom tunnel pieces on, you're going to match up the side pieces, which are the longer pieces. Make sure that the tunnel pieces slide all the way together so there's no gaps. Once you have the tunnel pieces together, you're going to push the tabs so that they actually interlock with each other. Next, you're going to apply a bead of the silicone sealant on the inside of the tunnel. You do need to apply the silicone sealant to all the seams inside the tunnel. You can use the applicator tip or carefully squeeze out without the tip if that is easier. The interior frame was the one with the tunnel pieces, so you're going to put that in first. And then it's really helpful to have a partner on the outside, so you can hand them your exterior frame. And they can actually help you put it into the hole. Line it up so that you can see light through the holes. That way you can make sure that you get your threaded rod all the way through. Then you can use your threaded rods that have the closed barrel nut on them and guide it through the hole to meet with the exterior frame. If it helps you guide the rod, you can stick your hand through and touch the hole on the opposite side. You can use a mirror or even a smartphone to help you guide that rod into the other frame if you don't have a partner to help you out. Use a level to make fine adjustments for your pet door. With the pet door leveled and all 4 threaded rods tightened, wiggle the end of the threaded rods that are protruding on the exterior side until the ends snap off. Finish caulking by applying a bead of the provided silicone sealant along the inside of the tunnel where it mates with the exterior frame. Be careful to seal all gaps and seams to minimize the chance of water damage to the wall. Once you're all done, the final step is to put the hole plugs in all of the screw holes. We're going to use a wooden block and a mallet. You could also use a hammer. And that's it, your wall mount is now installed.